Ooh. Ah. Oh.
Hey, J9 here from GeekMyGames, and today I want to talk to you about Flamecraft duels. Now, if you've played Flamecraft, this is the new duel version for 2 players, and it's so cute, it's so cozy, it is so much fun, and you have to see how it's played. There are 4 different versions, including a solo version, and I'm going to teach you how to do all of those today. It comes in this compact little box, which I absolutely love. It has this little latch here on the top, so it opens up so easily, and you can take the game with you. It's got all the pieces and parts, like right in there. And I'm going to show you how to play all of those versions today. Flamecraft duels. All right, so this is what it looks like when you open it up. And you've got the rules over here on this side. And you've got the metal coins. This is for one of the versions here. We'll take that out too. Here are the cards. And then you have these 2 little holders, just like that. And you're going to put one of them, look at that. How cute is that, right? So you're going to put one over here. Somebody will sit on that side, and somebody will sit on that side right there, just like that. Okay? Then on the other side, you're going to have the actual little tiles here, the acrylic tiles. And for the base game, what you're going to do is you're going to look for the buddy token. This is what the buddy token looks like, and you're not going to use that for the base game. Then you're going to take one of each color and put them next to each other on the side here, just like that. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Those are the 6 colors, okay? Then you're going to take one of each color again and just put them randomly in this circle right here in the middle. Just like that. And that's our starting. We are going to go ahead and put those in there all the way back in the bag. Fill that bag back up. And then we're going to mix the cards. So then you're going to take all the cards and you're going to separate them by the back. This is for the solo game. We don't need that one. You're going to give each player one of these little cheat sheet cards and put it next to their board like so. You're going to take out the pink and the green cards. So now you're just going to have the cards with the houses on them. Those are going to go next to the board like that. And everybody's going to draw 2. Now, notice that these cards have different symbols on the bottom and colors, and they coincide with the dragons that are right here. So notice this has like a little diamond and it's a light blue. This one's green, has a leaf, and that's what these are. So if you get those 3 in a row, then you've accomplished that goal. So if you get a green and say that little anvil there, the blue in a row, if I had another green here, by the end of my turn, I will have accomplished this goal. I can put it face up next to my board and I have completed it, and those are going to be points at the end of the game. Okay? So you're going to take the little cards, everybody starts with 2, everybody draws 2, and put them in your little holder here like that so you can see them and work on them throughout the game. Then you're going to take these coins and you're going to give each person 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. And oh, these are so nice. Let me just tell you, the quality of these for this deluxe version is really, really nice. Nice and heavy, thick, very tactile. The pieces are that way too, honestly. So now you have a coin on each side. Everybody's got 3 coins and you're ready to play. What you're going to do on a turn is you're going to mix these up, and this guy's going to go first. He's going to draw 1 and he's got a red. So what he's going to do is he's going to try and complete at least one of these. If you complete 2 of them by the end of your turn, then you can claim them both. But it has to be at the end of your turn. Like, you can't do any more movement while, during your turn and then claim another one. You can't like claim, move some stuff, claim. It doesn't work. It has to be at the end of your turn. Okay. So whichever of these formations you have by the end of your turn, you can claim those and get those points. So this is the meat and the dark blue. And that's the red one has the little meat symbol on it. So that's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for a red, and a blue. So honestly, I could do this one already. If I were to put this guy here, I would have that red, and blue, or meat, and anvil, right? However, it's not the end of my turn yet because each of these little guys has a special ability. And if you look at your little cheat sheet here, it will tell you what each of those are, okay? So for example, for red, you get to move one adjacent dragon to any space. Now when it says adjacent, it means the one that you just placed. I just placed it here, so I get to take any one of these adjacent dragons and move it one spot. Now I'm looking at my other card to see if there's anything that I could do there. I don't really think that that's something that I could do there. Well, I'm going to go ahead and take this green and move it here one space, okay? Because now I'm trying to set this up maybe for next time so I can complete this goal card, okay? Now, these can all stack up to 3 tokens each. You can't go any higher than that. So now it's the end of my turn. I have placed a dragon. I have done the special ability. And now I look at my cards to see if I've accomplished anything. And I did the meat, and the anvil right here. Meat, anvil. So I'm going to take this one, put it off to the side to show that I have acquired that, right? And I am going to draw back up to 2. So I take another card, and now I have another one that I want to work on, just like that. You keep on doing this throughout the game until either all of these guys have gone or until all of the cards are gone, okay? You can use these special coins once per turn. And what it does is that you would spend one, you take it out of the game, and you get to draw 2 cards after you've, refreshed. You have, so that will give you 4 cards. You get to look at all of them and then put 2 back underneath the bottom of the pile. So basically you're trying to see if there are any ones that are on the board that you already have, okay? Ones that might be easier to score than the ones you originally have, right? If you don't use those coins by the end of the game, they are worth 1 point apiece. And notice that some of these cards also have different formations. So this would be like 3 leaves in that formation exactly. And you would get the 3 points at the end of the game. Whoever has the most points wins. If there's a tie, whoever has the most cards will win. And if there's still a tie, then you share the victory. Let's look at some of these other special abilities. We have the yellow, which is play another dragon. That means you just draw another one out of the bag and you get to play another dragon. The diamond says pull 3, place a dragon, but do not fire. Whenever you see that fire, basically that means the special ability. Whenever a dragon breathes fire, it's doing its special ability. So you would pull 3 from the bag, place 1, but you don't get to do a special ability after you get to pull another one, okay? The meat we just did. The anvil, or the dark blue, says move 2 adjacent dragons 1 space each. Again, it's going to be adjacent to wherever you placed it. So this is the blue one. If I were to place it here, I could move one of these 3, just the top one on here. I can't move the bottom one unless I move the top one first. So I could do this and this, or I could even move this 1 space and I could move this 1 space. Or I could move this 1 space like that. This one's still adjacent, and now I can move that 1 space. You always have to move the top one first. You can't just move whatever's on the bottom. But that's what the dark blue one does. The purple, or the little potion here, says swap any 2 dragons. I could take any 2 dragons on the board and just swap their abilities. The green says fire 1 adjacent dragon. So if I place this here, I could choose this light blue one, the diamond one, or one of the 2 red meat ones, and fire off whatever ability those are, because either of those are adjacent. So I pick one and I get to do that ability, whatever those abilities are. It's whatever is adjacent to what you've just placed, okay? And that is the special one, which we don't use for the base game, so don't need to worry about that. And that one right here is using one of your coins. Like I explained earlier, you get to draw 2 cards and then discard 2 cards. That might help you get some stuff, okay? If at the end of the game, somebody draws the very last one, okay, and there's no more in the bag, then the other person does not get to draw, but they still get 1 more turn. They can choose to use a coin to get 2 cards, because if they draw an extra 2 cards, there might be a formation that's already on the table. It does happen, because by the end of the game, this will be pretty filled up. So you have a better chance of actually having one that you can already fulfill, okay? But they are not allowed to draw anymore. All right, so remember in the beginning of the game, you have 6 out here, one of each color that was also part of setup. What are these 6 for? Well, at the very, very last part of the game, if somebody pulls one and they pull something like the blue, light blue diamond, right? It says pull 3 and place 1, but there's not going to be anything left in the bag. That's when you take all of these, you put them in the bag, and you're able to pull the 3 that you need to. That's only if you need to pull something extra at the end of the game. Okay, this doesn't allow the other person to continue playing and use those extra ones as well. They still denote that that's the end of the game, and the other person can choose to spend a coin to pull more cards or not, but that's all that they can do. Okay, and see if there's any more cards that they can actually score that are already in their hand. Now, one more thing I want to mention is that you'll notice some of these tokens have different colors on them. Basically, all they are representative of 2 colors, and you can use them as either one when you're placing them or later on when you're using them for other abilities. So if I were to place this one like right here, this I could use it as a blue or a purple. It's up to me. Later on, if somebody else placed that and I needed that as a purple to complete a card, I would say, okay, this is my purple and there's my card, and I completed that goal. There's a lot of different colors that are considered double colors in the bag, and those are fun to use as well. And that's how you play the base game. All right, so the fancy mode. It's just like the base game. The only difference is you have these pink cards called fancy cards. At the beginning of the game, you take all 8 out of the box, and each player gets to choose one of these special abilities. After everybody chooses one, you put them next to the board, okay? And everybody has the ability to use those. One of these is the buddy token, and that's what that special token is here that you have in the box. So if you're going to play with the buddy token, you're going to find this one, and you're going to add it to the bag, and you're going to be able to use that ability. How do you use these abilities? Well, some of them are passive and some of them are active. This one is passive because at the beginning of the game, it's just part of the game now. You're going to put this one into the bag, and it's considered a wild for scoring. So this can be anything, okay? And you would just put that in the bag and use it. Then some of them, like Precious, return your dragon that you haven't placed yet to the bag and search the bag for a dragon of your choice. That's an active ability, okay? How do you use these? On your turn for active abilities, the passive ones, like I said, are just there at the beginning of the game. But the active ones, you would spend a coin. So if you want to spend a coin, you could still use the base ability for the base game, which is drawing 2 cards, or you can choose to spend a coin to use that special ability, whatever it is that's there on the card. So obviously you have a limited amount. Everybody has 3 coins, so you can't use any of the special abilities more than 3 times. At least the active ones you can't. The passive ones, well, they're just going to happen when they happen, right? And that's how you play the fancy mode. All right, now I'm going to show you the fountain mode. The only thing that's different about this one is that you're going to be using this guy, which is kind of cool. And you're going to be using these fountain cards with the green backs, okay? At the beginning of the game, you're going to take all of these and you're going to put them face up next to the board, available for anyone. And all they are additional gold cards, okay? But they're a little bit more points, 3 instead of 2. And notice that they're all 4 of the same color or symbol in a row, okay? At any time during the game, somebody can complete one of those at the end of their turn, just like a regular goal. If they do, if there's 4 in a row of any one color, they can take that card and add it to their score pile, okay? And then what they do is they get to take this cool fountain token and they can put it anywhere on the board. And it acts as like a blocker. That space can't be used anymore, okay? You can put it anywhere. You can put it on a blank spot to block somebody else if you think they're going for something special. Or you can actually put it on a space with a token. You can put it on a space with multiple tokens. Anytime you put it on a space with a token, you would take all of those tokens, you would pick one that you want, place it in front of you, okay, and put the rest of them back in the bag. When you do that, On your next turn, instead of drawing one, you instead are going to play the token that you just pulled off of the board. And that's going to be the token that you use for that turn, okay? This does not move, and it's considered a blocker for the rest of the game unless somebody fulfills another one of these goal scorecards, and now that person can move it again. It could be the same person or somebody else. So obviously, only 6 times during the game can this guy be moved because there are only 6 of these fountain cards. And that's how you play the fountain version. That's a little bit more of an advanced quality to the game. It's kind of cool. So, just so you know, when you are playing fancy mode or fountain mode, they can be combined together. So you can play fountain mode and play fancy mode with the fancy cards at the same time, or vice versa. But when you play the solo mode, you can only use the fountain mode. All right, now we're going to do the last one, which is solo mode. So you set up the same way you normally would, and you're going to use this little card to score later on, okay? And it gives you kind of like a little cheat sheet here in the back that kind of gives you some ideas of how to play. It's actually pretty simple. You're going to set it up exactly the same way, except you're going to take all the fountain cards and mix them up and reveal only one face up next to the board. Okay, so our very first one is the diamonds or the light blue, 4 in a row. And then you're going to put the rest of the stack right next to it, next to the board. You're going to take the little fountain guy and put it right in the middle, just like that. And that's where he starts. Now, you're going to be playing by yourself, so you can take those coins off of there because it's only you. And what you're going to do is you're just going to take one turn after another. As soon as you're done with one, you just take another one. The challenge is you have to complete at least one shop goal card, okay, or one of your fountain cards, okay, here, at the end of each turn. If you can't, you can spend a coin to go to your next turn, but remember, you have a limited number of coins. So once those are gone, that's it. And if you can't complete a card at the end of each turn, then you lose. You can still use these coins for this other ability of getting new shop cards if you want, but remember, these are kind of precious in your solo mode, so you don't want to do that if you can help it at all, okay? The goal of the game is to get rid of all of these fountain cards. If you do, then you actually win. If you don't, you lose. And if you do win, you get to look at your points and see what kind of a dragon you are. Okay? So for example, on my first turn, I would pick a dragon. And, oh, I've got a dual one here. And I'm trying to get that 4 diamonds there in a row, but I don't have that. So I'm going to go ahead and show you just how to take a turn. I'm going to go ahead and just try to start putting some in order. I'm also going to look at the 2 in my hand here. And I'm not sure that I can even do this. I might have lost already. Look at that. I got 2 purples and a dark blue, 2 greens, but I don't have that in the beginning. You only have 2 yellows. However, I do have those special abilities. I could do a red or a yellow. Red allows me to move 1. Still doesn't help me because I need 2 of the same color. Well, I would have to be an adjacent one that I would move. Yeah, see, I don't have anything with 2 yellows in a row or 2 reds. So that's not going to help me. However, I do have a chance to play that yellow one, and it says play another dragon. So what we're going to do is I'm going to go ahead and play another dragon. I'm going to use that ability, and let's hope we get something. I get a green. And what does green allow me to do? Green allows me to fire up 1 adjacent dragon. So if I were to do this, and now I actually have completed this card because I have the green, green, and blue, or the leaf, the little leaf, and the anvil there. So I have just narrowly escaped losing the game on the first turn, but I've completed a shop card. So I put that off. I put this back in my little holder, and I grab another one. And remember, the goal of the game is to try and get all of these done. So I have to be working up toward getting 4 of each color in a row, which is kind of why I'm doing this yellow and yellow there and the green and green there. But that's how you play the solo mode. And then at the end, you count up all your points if you actually make it. and you get to see what kind of a dragon you are. You know, you could start with a fresh scale if you only have 40 points, work your way all the way up to 100 points, which means you're a legendary dragon there, and it's your reputation. So lots of different ways to play this game. A lot of fun, very cozy, easy to travel with, beautiful pieces. I highly recommend this game. Flamecraft Duels by Cardboard Alchemy. Check it out.